Hi, my name's Chef Lee Garman. I'm the executive chef here at Owamni.
I'm Ethan Denny-Broker, the chef de cuisine at Owamni.
So we asked everyone on social to send us items they'd like to see us cook, recipes, things like that. So we have a bowl here with all your recipes and ideas, and we're gonna pick out and see what happens. Oh, I dropped one. All right. I got Wožapi.
I got bison.
So we're gonna see what we can do.
So here we have our, it's a bone-in bison steak. We call it the Warrior Cut. So what we're gonna do is dry cure the steak overnight to bring out some of the moisture and add some flavor to it. So this is the ribeye. We use the ribeye because the fat adds more flavor as it cooks. So we're just gonna season the steak with our Warrior rub, which consists of onion powder, garlic powder, salt, maple sugar, and chipotle chilies and guajillo chilies. It's kind of our signature rub here. So we're just gonna get it nice and coated, and then we're gonna throw it on a sheet tray, throw it in the cooler overnight, and it'll be ready to serve in the morning. This is the one that I just dry rubbed and is gonna sit in the cooler overnight, uncovered. This one has been sitting for 24 hours. As you can see, all the moisture that has come out from the salt. Sugar's dissolved, and it's looking like a nice flavorful steak. So I'm gonna take our saute pan, kind of at about a medium-high heat. You wanna get the pan really hot so you can get a good sear on this steak. And I put some oil in the pan. The bison doesn't really have a huge fat cap on top, so we're going to sear it on the side here. And you want to give it a nice little push so that it sticks to the pan to get that nice sear. So the pan we're using is carbon steel. It's thinner, so it gets hot quicker and definitely gives you that nice sear. So we're going to take this steak here, throw it in the oven. It is roughly a 2-inch steak, so it's going to take a while. So I'm going to give it 15 minutes, flip it, and then about 10 minutes more, take it out and let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes.
So for a steak like Ethan's, we're gonna kind of want like a nice thin plate sauce. So we're gonna put everything into the pot. It's very important that you rinse all of your berries before using them. You never know what can be on them. This is about 2 pints of each berry, half a cup of maple, and then we're going to use just a little bit of salt to start off with, kind of help get the juices and liquids out. And then we're gonna do a bit of sumac just for kind of roundness and depth of flavor. So now over medium heat, we're just gonna kind of let the juices come out. So I'd say we're about at the halfway point here. Berries are starting to macerate, they're starting to break down. The sugars and the salt kind of help release all the juices that are inside the berry. And then what you get left over is the fiber of the actual berry itself. So once we get to that point, we will take it to the blender. All right, so you want a nice thin consistency. Blender's gonna be hot. We wanna strain out all the seeds. So what we're doing is using a ladle to push this through a fine mesh sieve. We like to coat the back of a spoon just to check. Make sure it's not too thin. It will thicken up. Yeah, very tart, not super sweet. You can taste a little bit of maple and a little bit of salt. And then it's ready to go.
So I usually let it rest for about 5 minutes per pound. This one was just about 2 pounds, so we'll do about 10 minutes.
So I'd say there's not a ton of difference between beef and bison. Bison generally has more like actual protein, a lot less fat. And contrary to what a lot of people think, the cuts aren't bigger on a bison. They're pretty much the same, I'd say.
All right, we'll go ahead and slice the steak. the bone in, so we're going to cut the bone off. Set that out to the side. And you're just going to want to cut at a bias against the grain. And just go all the way through. And as you can see, perfectly medium rare. So we're just going to take it on over to the plate. We're going to take some Chef Lee's Wožapi here and just kind of drizzle it on half. You don't want to put too much of it on. And we got some cedar oil that we're going to drizzle on. And hit it with a pinch of salt. Add some garnish. That's the ribeye with the Wožapi.
So this is our Warrior Bison ribeye with Wožapi. It's not a super complicated dish, but it just goes together really well. And you can do this at home. I mean, the acid, it just cuts right through that fat, kind of brings everything together. Get a little bit of the chilies.
That sweetness from the Wožapi.
Yeah. All right, thanks again for watching. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Enjoy.